recording,
All right.
and we'll just go ahead and jump into it. Kind of just start where we left off last time. Well, not where we left off, but I'm just going to restart everything. All right. So, where did we start last time? All right. So I'll just kind of pick up originally. We'll just restart everything. So,
All right.
all right. What's up, guys? This is Kyle over at the Horrorphile, coming to you with another review, and today I'm doing a collab review with Derek. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
And his channel, if you want to go ahead and say what your channel name is so everybody can know.
DBougie86.
DBougie86. I actually butchered that the first time we tried to record this video, so I wanted to let him just go ahead and say it, but he's the Frenchman Derek, the horror extremist. So we're actually doing a collab video today on a video nasty. As you guys know, possibly if you watch my channel, or if you guys are never watch my channel, I do a video nasty series on my channel. Me and Derek are going to collab on this one. We actually watched this. We watched this video together, this movie together, and we thought we'd go ahead and do like a collab video. So we were both going to upload it to our channels and let you guys kind of know what we think about it. But this movie is called Island of Death. It is a 1976 Greek exploitation flick. Yeah, it is pretty wild, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Derek were kind of talking about how crazy this movie is, but yeah, it is a 1976 Greek exploitation flick directed by Nico Mastorakis. Mastorakis. Mastorakis, yeah, it sounds pretty sexual, but yeah, Mastorakis. He directed this movie from being inspired by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I found to be kind of on point with some of how this movie is very controversial with how this movie is.
Yeah.
It's definitely more controversial, in my opinion, probably than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Has a lot more controversial issues, but it's definitely not like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I don't want anybody to really think of that.
It's totally different.
Totally different. The movie stars Robert Bailing and Jane Lyle. The cool thing, and I actually didn't say this before, but the cool thing about the characters, even though they're kind of depraved, is they actually use their first names as the characters in the movie. I just now thought about that. So I actually looked up because I'd never heard of these actors, and Robert Bailing and Jane Lyle, they go by Robert and Jane in the movie. I'm pretty sure. I think that's correct, if I remember right. Pretty sure Jane is the girl and Robert's the man, isn't it? If you remember right, possibly.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So thought that was pretty cool, interesting fact. But I'll let Derek talk a little bit about the plot, and we'll kind of get into it and see what's up.
Who's introduced to these two characters? They're a couple per se, and they basically on the run from. I think they're from Britain originally, and
yeah,
they end up in this Greek island. Kyle, you know the name of the island?
Yeah, it was Mykonos.
Mykonos, yes, that's what it is. And basically what happens is Robert, or I think his name is Robert in the film. Robert, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Robert.
And he's pretty much like doing the work of God in his eyes, and he starts taking out what he thinks are perverts, and his the girl, his Jane, is the one who is going to be helping him with these killings. And
yeah, it's a lot of killing, a lot of weird scenes. I don't know. To be honest with you, this movie really. I don't know. As I was watching this movie, I was just kind of thinking in my head, there's really not a huge point to this movie. There's really, it's like the director just came up with this this whole plot off the top of his head about, these two people, they're going to this island, they're just going to kill people that are, I guess, perverted or, are not godly, I guess you could say. When at the same time, they're killing and they're also doing all these depraved acts, which kind of cancels itself out with everything they're trying to accomplish. So it's kind of a weird, really weird concept. I mean, wouldn't you?
It was, yeah, like just the whole when you first meet them and they have that phone booth scene.
Oh man, yeah, that was weird.
They call their mom.
Yeah, yeah. And there's all right, so I'm sure some of you guys have seen this movie, possibly. I mean, it is 30 years old. It's actually 30 years old next year. But what Derek's talking about is a scene where they're having sex in this phone booth, like right when they get to Greek, or like, whatever island they are in the Greek islands, and they call. The man calls his mom and lets his mom hear them having sex. Like, there's no purpose in that scene whatsoever. He just wanted to call his mom and let her listen to them have sex. That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very, very odd. But there's a lot of other really weird scenes in this movie. You want to talk to them about the goat scene?
Oh, God. I don't even know what. So basically, he wakes up and she doesn't want to. No part of it whatsoever. He wants to have sex, and she doesn't. So he walks out and he sees this baby. I think it's a baby goat. It looks like a young goat.
Yeah.
And he takes it behind a bush and starts fucking it.
Oh my god, dude, that scene is so weird. Like, I did not expect that. Like, his wife doesn't want to have sex with him, so, hey, what do you think about? Oh, I just want to go fuck a goat then. Goes outside, fucks a goat, and kills the goat, like a snuff movie. Like,
yeah, then he kills the goat after, which is even...
Makes no sense. I mean, it's like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, you have this, like, decently hot wife for, like, being in the 70s. If my wife was, like, decently hot,
yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be going out and fucking a goat just because she didn't have sex with me. I mean, it's just a really... I think there's a kind of a meaning to this movie, in my opinion. Like, pretty much the whole movie. This is pretty much the whole... There's really not a whole big plot to this movie. It's basically these two people, and they're at this island. They're killing these people that... I mean, there's a lot of cool death scenes.
Yeah.
There's the one with the guy on the plane I thought was pretty cool.
Foster.
Foster. And there's a lot of cool death scenes. They're just killing people that they think are perverted. That's pretty much the entire movie. I don't really think there's any... There is a twist at the end, which we won't spoil.
Spoil it.
It's not a huge... it's not a huge deal. It wasn't a huge deal to me because they were so depraved anyway. I was just like, okay, well, there's icing on the cake. But
same with me. There was the twist. It didn't really.
It didn't really do a whole lot for me. The whole movie itself didn't do a whole lot for me. Now, I mean, I do definitely believe it should have been on the video nasties list just because of what it was. I mean,
like all the graphic nudity and sexual scenes and the violence.
Dude, it was pretty violent. I mean, it was pretty sexual and pretty violent. And, like, I don't know. I definitely should have been up there on the list. It has some really cool, like I said, death scenes. But the whole movie is just them killing people. And, like, there's, like, scenes of, like, you got, like, these scenes of gay sex and, like, lesbian sex. Yeah. And for the 70s, wouldn't you agree that's a lot of controversial stuff for that time period? I mean.
It does. It is. And it has all this stuff is happening to a happy score.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. And like that's
I did a review on my channel of Asalo. You know that film.
Oh yeah.
And it's the same thing. It has like this happy jazzy score to it, like that film does too.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the score to this movie, the scenery in this movie is gorgeous. You're on this Greek island in the 70s.
Beautiful. It's like all scenery and
gorgeous. It's all. I mean, you're right on the island. You're right there where the ocean is. Very gorgeous. And then you got this really happy kind of like old school 70s 80s score that go along with it. But then you got this guy fucking a goat, and then you got his wife. Like there's like the scene at the end where like they just go to this like shepherd's field or like what was that like a herder or something.
Yeah, the shepherds. Yeah, it was like a herder or something.
I don't know what the fuck. They just like walk. They're like running away from all these cops. I guess the cops catch on.
Yeah, the novelist caught on.
Yeah, and they're trying to get away, and they go to this like field where this guy's like herding sheep, and like the wife just starts fucking this guy for no fucking reason. Like, I don't know. It's just very.
How'd you feel about his voiceover? Because the main character had a voiceover during.
That was kind of an odd thing too.
It kind of reminded me of no, I'm not gonna spoil it, but Hollywood Boulevard, the old movie with.
I haven't seen it.
Well.
Oh no, maybe I have seen it. Maybe that movie sounds familiar. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it kind of has like the movie ends the same way as Hollywood Boulevard did. So
yeah,
I'm not
I think
going
I
to
have
spoil
seen
it.
that. I mean, voiceovers to me, they can be they're either good or they're bad. It's like you got like movies like Inside, which I felt like Inside had a pretty decent voiceover for being a French movie.
Yeah.
Like I did not mind at all watching that movie with being like the entire movie being voiced over. And then you got this movie where like this guy, which obviously I don't know if this guy was speaking a different language or not, or if he just had really broken English and they had to voice him over.
Yeah.
But it was just the movie was so thrown together and cluttered, it just kind of added to that clutteredness, I guess. Like the voiceover was kind of just really weird and awkward. But I'm trying to think of any other weird little tidbits of this movie. There were so many like odd odd
characters, like that chick Patricia.
Yeah, dude. That was a weird character too, Patricia, man.
And the two homosexual wedding couple.
Yeah, dude, like that one guy, like I thought they were cool with the one, like the gay guy, and then they go and like well, not to spoil anything, but I mean they pretty much kill everybody in the movie. They kill this dude and his boyfriend, which was kind of a really odd scene with them in the room, and then they were like flirting, and then they just walk in and just start like hitting
with
stuff.
This giant chase scene too, like
at
night.
like,
I like that part though.
Oh yeah, when the gay guy was running away from the guy with he had like a scythe.
Yeah.
Very, very odd. I personally, I mean, what would you rate this movie if you had to give it a rating 1 out of 10?
For a first time watch,
I mean, would you revisit this movie?
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
I have really mixed feelings about revisiting it. I think I'd revisit it in like a group of people. I don't think I would do it on my own though.
Exactly. I wouldn't do it on my own. But if like somebody wanted to watch it or they interested in video nasties, I would show it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, what would you rate it, like, if you gave it a rating?
6.5 out of 10.
I can dig that. That's honestly, that's a little bit lower than I would have gave it. I probably would have gave it about a 7 out of 10. And the reason, my scale with, like, ratings, if it goes below an 8, usually I'm either A, not going to revisit it, or B, I really did not care for it no matter what the rating was.
Yeah.
But I would give it about 6.5 to 7 out of 10, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the
My
worst movie.
My ratings are usually by how much the film entertained me.
Yeah.
That's how I do my reviews. Because I know, like, I did a review for, like, Graveyard Disturbance, and that's just a cheese fest film.
Oh, yeah.
But I was entertained by it. That's why I gave it a little higher rating than it usually deserves.
It definitely had a good entertainment value. I mean, it was a shitty movie, but it had, like, it wasn't like the shittiest movie I've ever seen. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's definitely right there in the middle. But I would go as far to say it was a shitty movie, but it did have very good entertainment value. I think the score was awesome. The scenery was awesome. I think the characters were very depraved and very controversial, and that's what I like about movies, especially that time period. So I think 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is like a perfect rating for that movie.
Yeah, it's just kind of some of the scenes were kind of a little too slow for me.
It was a very slow burner, in my opinion. Like, It had a lot of action, but like it just took forever for like if a scene started, you knew what was going to happen. It just took forever for that to happen. You're like, just fucking kill him, just like do it. So yeah, man. I mean, I mean something a little
like 6.5 or 7 out of 10.
I think that's perfect for this movie. A little tidbit about this movie. It was a video nasty. If you guys aren't familiar with what video nasties are, there's 72 movies that were banned in the 70s and 80s in the UK for being very controversial. They actually, most of them came out later on, obviously on DVD. A lot of them are really hard to find on DVD. And they actually have become like cult classics, a lot of them. This movie actually got released in the UK by Vipco Entertainment. At some point, I want to say in the 90s.
I think that one was heavily cut, though.
It wasn't heavily cut. It said it was heavily cut, but it was only 4 minutes that was cut out of it. Which, 4 minutes, I guess, in that movie could be considered heavily cut. But Arrow did release this movie on Blu-ray, I think in 2011.
Originally on DVD before the Blu-ray came out.
Yeah, it was like
I know there was a DVD. And then they just released a Blu-ray now.
Yeah. And it was like, I think the Arrow one's completely unrated.
Yeah, Arrow
like,
does
cut.
great in destroying those type of films.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't own this movie. I really would definitely. I am actually going to try to pick up all the video nasties at some point if I could find them. I know Derek has a couple of them. I actually own a couple of them as well. But definitely recommend checking this out if you're into controversial stuff. If you're into stuff that's just like out there, that's not very. That's very unorthodox. This movie is very out there. This director, what was his name again? Nico Mastinakis. I don't know any other films he's done. I don't
either, really.
Never heard of him before. All I know is that he was very heavily influenced by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I know that he really wanted to put a film together that somewhat, I guess, represented his love for that movie. Which I wouldn't really necessarily say this was a good movie to put together for that, but it definitely is controversial for what it was. And I know that back in Greece, back in the 70s, there's a lot of softcore porn and stuff going on from what I read online. And I know a lot of the actors were actually in some of the softcore porn, and there is actually a good bit of softcore porn in this movie. So be warned if you watch it. You're going to be watching a lot of like sex scenes, a lot of gay, lesbian scenes, It's definitely not the worst movie I've ever seen. Definitely not the best, but
it's worth a watch.
Definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. And let us know what you guys think about this collab review. I mean, I really love doing this with Derek. Derek's an awesome reviewer. You need to check out his channel. Check out my channel. I'm going to leave the links in the description. We really are into these kind of video nasties and movies like this. So if you guys really like this review, I plan on doing some more with him. I really enjoy his input. He's a very good reviewer on YouTube, so check him out. Check me out. Got anything to say, Derek?
Yeah, let us know if you like this, and because I want to plan on doing maybe another one that we plan on doing in the future is Absurd, Horrible, aka Horrible.
Yes. First video nasty ever on the list. I think I told him I really wanted to do that one. I'm going to have to purchase that movie and wait for it to come in. I know he just purchased it, so we'll jump on that one, and hope you guys
Yeah,
like
I'm excited to check that one out because it's from a director I know a little about, Joe D'Amato.
Joe D'Amato, yeah. What else did he do?
Yeah,
never could say the name.
Yeah.
Anthropophagus or whatever.
Yeah, the same guy who actually played the guy in the movies plays
that. Yeah, the guy that was like, yeah, yep. I would actually like to review that movie too. I don't think I have that movie, but I haven't reviewed it yet.
I actually don't own that one. I've seen it though. I probably have to import that from the UK because 88 Films just released that.
I bought that from Turi, the guy that's on the 22 Shots page.
Yeah.
I bought it from him on DVD. I didn't buy the Blu-ray. It was like I think he sold it to me for like $5 or something. So I got a pretty good steal on it. But yeah, guys, check us out. I think Derek may upload these as like his collab videos. This will be another edition of my Video Nasty series. Island of Death. Check it out if you are into that kind of stuff. If you're into video nasties, if you're into controversial movies, older movies, and like and subscribe to the video and share. And until next time.
Peace out.
Deuces.